What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to another episode of Film Stock Reviews. In this episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing The Suicide Squad. Now, The Suicide Squad was released simultaneously in theaters and on HBO Max. The movie is written and directed by James Gunn, and it stars Idris Elba, Margot Robbie, John Cena, Alex Kinnaman, and a slew of other stars. And even Manawe is voiced by Sylvester Stallone. Yes, the shark. It's great. From start to finish, this movie is very interesting. It is a standalone sequel to the 2016 Suicide Squad movie. They do reference it a little bit, but not as much. And this movie, I have to say, is probably the best DC movie ever. It actually is the best of the other DC movies that the DC Extended Universe has released. The filmmaking is great. The comedy that James Gunn puts in it, along with the violence, is really, really good. From start to finish, it's a movie where you can put it on and you can enjoy it. I didn't see this movie in theaters. I did check it out on HBO Max, and I love what WB is doing with releasing it same day as in theaters, because then it gives filmmakers, filmgoers, moviegoers like myself, movie reviewers, to check it out and actually enjoy it in the comfort of your own home. Now, the interesting part about this movie is that we see a lot of characters in this movie in the beginning, but then you realize what's happening as the movie goes along. You see why the government wants to do things. Now, I do want to say that Viola Davis does return as Amanda Waller in this movie. She's more so intense in this movie, but she's not seen much as like she was in the Suicide Squad. This movie is much more crazier in a way. It's funnier, and it's very underrated. John Cena gives one hell of a performance as the Peacemaker, and in the ending, you are very surprised at what his character does. There are little interesting things, intricate things that happen with certain characters, and I'm actually surprised at how good Idris Elba's character was in this movie. You know, I didn't expect his character to be, you know, so boisterous and crazy, but him as Bloodsport was really, really good. And of course, the one who steals the show is Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn was really good in this. I feel like Margot Robbie in this iteration of Harley Quinn was much better than the Suicide Squad version, and even where she had her own movie, Birds of Prey. The reason I say that is because she actually blends in with the male actors. And I have to say, you really don't expect what you're getting when you're watching this movie, because, you know, people are like, oh, it's violent, it's this and that. No, this is a comic book movie for comic book going fans, and James Gunn knows what he's doing. Of course, the reason James Gunn directed the Suicide Squad is because he was fired from Marvel and Disney for past tweets that resurfaced, and then all of a sudden, bang, in a snap of a finger, DC picked him up to do the Suicide Squad. That was a good move. But then later on, you know, Marvel and Disney rehire him back to do Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Listen, James Gunn is winning at life right now. He is doing Marvel, he's doing DC, and when you do those two big universe of comic book movies and craziness, then you're living the life. I do want to say James Gunn's filmmaking is fantastic, and sometimes his writing is even 100 times better than his directing, but then sometimes they even mesh together. So it's really good, and I'm really happy that James Gunn did direct the Suicide Squad, because it was 100 times better than the 2016 version that we got from David Ayer. Of course, people are like, oh, release the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad. No, we don't need it. We got the James Gunn version, and it's really, really good. So for me, the Suicide Squad gets 5 out of 5 stars. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about the Suicide Squad. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And what did you think of it? And now that I reviewed it, will you be checking it out? And what did you think about the 2016 Suicide Squad? And who was your favorite character in this movie? I have to say my favorite character in this movie was Sylvester Stallone as King Shark. It was great. He was funny. And I wanted so much more of him. But, you know, hey, for the limited time that he was in this movie, it's really, really good. And I'll see you guys in the next review video.